Alright, so today I wanted to do something a little different, kind of along the lines of what I've done, but, I compared the DS1 to the Ds1 mod and the Ds1 vintage, and this time I'm gonna shoot out two of the clones of the HM2 pedal by Boss, the kind of legendary heavy metal pedal, which people typically will set like this with every control set to 10. Now, I do not own a HM2 pedal, but I do have these two clones, which obviously have some different settings, different knob configurations to them, and I'll kind of go over those a little bit there. I've covered the Eyemaster with the simplifier, which is, of course, my analog solution with stereo XLR outs. So we've kind of already got an idea of that and how different it sounds running into it and then in the effects loop and then directly into the effects loop. But I'm kind of using them both the traditional way all the way up. And then the first thing you were actually hearing was the Swedish chainsaw, which is one of the Helix effects that they included. I don't remember which version it actually came in. There's a legacy pedal called the Buzzsaw, and it is not one of those. That's based on a Maestro fuzz tone, which I think is kind of an older style there. So I'm looking at the website here. The Swedish chainsaw was included in version 3.0, so that was a cool one to have. It's not really the sound that I typically go for. I like something with a little bit more clarity and dynamics in the soft and hard playing. So everything is so compressed. Even the light playing is very, very heavy. Like, that's very light picking. That's heavy picking. That's one of the things that doesn't make it work for my particular playing. I like bands that use it, but yeah, it's just doesn't really work for me. I'm playing in B standard on my BC Rich. It's a junior V that I've owned for, I think, at least probably the last 15 years and has been one of my main lead guitars. It was most recently played in Fornicus up in Kentucky when I was with them for a couple years. And it was my B standard, the guitar without the whammy, basically. So let's see. Let's take a look at some of the effects now. And some people had asked about like my effects chain. So what I've got going right now is the effects loop left and right. They're both assigned to that one switch, and if they're both off, when you hit the switch, they both come on at the same time. So what you have to do is make sure one of them's on, and then you can flip between the two. That's important. All right, so I have those two, and just to prove the effects loop left is the HM right there. So he goes off, goes back on. Switch to this one, Eyemaster goes off, Eyemaster comes back on. The switching on the Eyemaster is a little bit different. Like if it's on and you push down, it kills the signal right away. But if it's off and you push down and hold it, it doesn't actually come back on until you release. There's something interesting I thought I would point out on that. Then the Swedish chainsaw I've got next. So I'm not putting the three of those on at the same time. I don't think it's going to add anything to it. And then I'm using the jazz chorus version of the amp that I've been using. Now, I was using the Cali Rhythm 1 for that demo, but I just kind of wanted to show deeper into the video some of the difference between running these into a clean amp simulation versus something that typically has a bit more drive. And then the delay I just keep there. I'm using the 412 Greenback 30 combo setup and then just a basic room reverb at the very end of the chain. So, like I said, all these are set to everything maxed out, but let's see what happens if maybe I mess with it a little bit. Now, this has level, low, mid instead of high and distortion, but it's not going to be a huge difference. But this is going to be the one that's going to be much easier to shoot out with the Helix version. So let's see. So if I pull the volume down, obviously volume goes away. If I pull the distortion down, really clean up that much, you know. So I'm going to switch back to the jazz. So I mean, it goes away, but as soon as it starts turning up, so, I mean, you could even just use it like that, but it's definitely not a clean boost when it, you know, has the distortion all the way down. Let's put it back up. Sweeps the mid-range. It's interesting. We bring the low down. I feel like that would... Sounds terrible, but I'm sure people love it. That's pretty low. Let's bring it midway. So it still has some usable tones there, but for the thing that people want it to do, it seems like it's best all the way up. I do want to try this one with the simplifier to see if it makes a difference going through the input, through the return, and you know, and looping it in there, because I felt like the metal zone made a difference doing that, but it wasn't making that big of a difference how I routed it with the HX Stomp. So maybe I'll do that at some other point. This obviously only has controls for the gain and for the level, so there's no control over the high and low. They know what you're going for with this, so let's check it out. I'm trying to limit myself to the first 5 frets, as I think you traditionally would with these pedals. They sound pretty similar like that, but what if I go like further up the neck? I'm going to add 12. It's the Eyemaster. I mean, the Behringer sounds pretty good, you know, at least compared to these. And then, let's see, if I turn that off, go to this. Okay, so to me, very similar. You might be able to hear slight differences that I'm not picking up on, but let's see. So right now I've got it running into that jazz chorus type deal. So what if I switch it to the rectifier? I'm not hearing a huge difference between the two. I can hear a tiny bit of difference, but I can't say like, oh, this one is good, this one is bad necessarily, because it makes a difference how it sits in the mix, you know, and other details like that. So, you know, just keep that in mind with this. It maybe doesn't play very well with other pedals in the sense that it's going to stack well with them. This is something that you can turn on and get the sound that you are expecting. So yeah, it's kind of been fun doing this process with it. Let me do this. I'm gonna maybe drop one of these into another signal path because I know we've kind of covered and shown a few examples of putting the effects loop in the B path and it kind of causing some funny phase things. So what if I have both the loops? I guess, well, this one I'm going to put into the B path. Put this one back here, and then I'm going to bring this back here. So right now it's just two clean signals running into the Helix Swedish chainsaw. So two clean signals into that. Sounds like I expect. What if we have... So I have some clean signal going on right now. I actually think it sounds really good when you can get some kind of a clean blend going on. You can probably hear it a bit more if I did this. Let's see. So A level, B level. Let me bring that one down. So you can hear the clean signal is a lot louder right now. Bring that back up. Still kind of obvious though, especially on making hard. That's with the Cali rectifier. Let's go back to the jazz. So this is not really a pedal I would want to be soloing without a clean sound going in. I'll try not doing something in major for I guess it's not the worst, but I kind of prefer it with that clean. Kind of mixes in that clarity back in there, but let's get both channels going. So that's path A being the HM300, path B is the Eyemaster. Okay. You can turn them both off that way. All right. Moral of the story is that they're pretty similar. Again, maybe you have the best ears for this type of thing and you can hear all the subtle differences, but is it worth me spending $150 to $200 to get the real thing so I can sound exactly like this? A pedal that does not play well with others. It does the thing that it's supposed to do, but again, stacking it, I'm not really seeing being the greatest option for it there. So I'll go ahead and wrap this one for today. I hope that I guess I didn't point out why this thing is sitting right here. And it is important for the way that I've got everything wired here. So I'm using a TRS cable coming out of the HX Stomp, and then I'm going into this split meld, which is it'll take a TRS cable and send it to 2 mono, or you could use 2 mono to combine it back to stereo. So I'm only using half of its capabilities right now, TRS, and then I've got my left is on the left, my right is on the right. Makes sense. And I'm hitting that, and then this is returning to the left mono return, and then this one is returning to the right return right there. And then I'm just going back out in mono right now. I'm not doing the whole stereo thing at the moment. But again, I hope this is helpful, and I will be making some more similar videos, and even some things where I'm mixing a few tones with well, I'll just go ahead and show you I think it's called the Signal Blender. Had to pull it off of the other pedal board to bring it over. So, clean channel, B channel, A channel, blend them all together, flip the phase, power another pedal. I'll do a deeper look at this one too, because this is going to help me make some really cool tones, everything. Again, I'll go ahead and wrap it for today. So thank you guys very much.